What can you tell us about this drone? Did you know anything about it?
Yeah, I think, like, first of all, I'd like to apologise. I think on behalf of the leader of this programme, I think on behalf of, I'm ultimately accountable. I think that's why it was really important to me, I think, to take this moment to show strong leadership, and to represent the values of this country, of the team, and of myself. And I think, I've done that because I deeply care about sportsmanship, integrity, and to be honest, the players who were taking the field. I think both teams have worked incredibly hard. The preparation has been for many, many months for this moment, and I did that so that any sportsmanship or any questions asked of any other individuals could be removed. But more importantly, I think, to show the value of strong leadership and what it means to respect an opponent. So from my perspective, that's my stance. It was really important to me. I offered straight away for my voluntary removal from the game, and again, I would just like to apologise to our country, but also to New Zealand. There's details regarding this moment, but I think and those don't necessarily sit directly with me, but ultimately I am accountable for any action that happens inside of this camp, and for that matter, I think it was really important to step back.
It's everything people are talking about today. Mm-hmm. How much of a distraction this is to your players, to your team right now?
Yeah, you know what? I've been incredibly impressed by the leadership in this team. We've gone through a leadership evolution. Christine's moved on, but what I will say, in the last 24 hours, it's the leadership I've seen on display has been super, super impressive. I've again been open, honest, upfront, and ready to sort of this team is ready. I think that's the important thing. They've been preparing for this game for a long time. And I think we've learned, right? There was a lot of distraction. This isn't new for us, unfortunately. And I think there was some huge lessons in that for the players and for me. And one of those lessons for me personally was leading through a storm. And ultimately my job continues to be, up until that game, prepare the team, lead with integrity. And that's exactly why I've chose to take the decision to step back from the game.
So who's going to be replacing you tomorrow?
Yeah, Andy Spence, my main assistant. Andy's been with me now for a significant amount of time. The way I lead is very like trust and ownership of people in this environment. And, Andy is well heard from the players on the pitch, off the pitch, leading meetings. He's more than capable. He's worked with England, Everton. He's got a significant coaching career. And ultimately, I know this team is ready, irrespective of me, of Andy Spence stood on the sideline. I think I can trust that this group is ready. They know what it means to play for Canada, to take the pitch and go and do what they need to do. And I feel at peace with my decision, but also that this team is ready.
Are you expecting more sanctions again from the IOC or the FIFA? Or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've just literally stepped off the training pitch. I obviously volunteered me to step back before today, but I'm still learning. I'm straight off the pitch, and whatever it is, again, I can only go on record and apologise on behalf of this team, for this country. But this team is ready. Again, leadership moment for me to demonstrate the values, and again, I also want to make sure that this programme doesn't let the COC, the IOC and things down, and being very cooperative in making sure that wasn't the case. And again, I'd like to thank them for their support too, in just us being open and transparent and offering what they needed to really investigate.
As a leader, how can you bring back the focus to the match, to the tournament, with this thing happening right now?
I mean, you talk about being built for these moments. I had to go through a World Cup with a lot of distraction. I think the unfortunate thing right now is this programme is probably in the best hands it's been. The leadership, the programme, it's for the first time in a while I've really been able to focus about what goes on a football pitch. But I think the moments that I've been through as an individual, the highs, the lows, they prepare you for these moments. And like I said, what I learned in that is the ability to get up in the morning no matter what is going on or what you're learning and what's unfolding. I have some values that really sit true to me, and my job is to lead this team, and I've got up today and I've done exactly that. And just being open and transparent with the player group. The player group are focused, they're ready, and yeah, I'm confident that they'll go into that game and give everything they've got, and then we're on to game 2 and we're on our way.
Last few years have been a roller coaster, the gold medal in Tokyo and then the World Cup. If you compare the team that was in Australia and the team that's here today, what's the biggest difference you see?
I think we learned some lessons around, what brings out the best in this group, what's really the sort of foundation of success for this team: hunger, desire, commitment, behaviours on the pitch, no matter what's going on, how we regroup as a group of players. And I think those things have been lived through, and we've had a really, really good run post, that started in September right through to this moment. The team have learned a lot of lessons about what gets the best out of them and maybe what doesn't. And this team, I must be honest, not just now, past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're ready, they're together, they're excited, and this is an Olympics without a COVID reality. There's some excitement there, and they just can't wait to get this ball rolling, get this game underway, and are fully focused on that.
How can you get ready for New Zealand? What are you expecting from this team tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, listen, New Zealand are going to be frustrated, right? They're going to be hurt, they're going to be let down. And that is the nature of this unfolding. But I think what I know about New Zealand is they're a very hard team to beat. They're resilient. They have a mindset that is quite, matches up to Canada in terms of they're never going to say die. It's going to be a very, very difficult game. I think historically in major tournaments, I was involved in 2015, that was a very difficult game. So there's a mentality that our group has to match first and foremost. And that is the bit, I think, that the game will come down to that, the mentality and then the self-belief in ourselves to deliver who we are on that football pitch. And if we can do that, I have no doubt that we can win the game.
Just a specific question, you decided to bring back Desiree Scott with that injury. Why did you decide to bring back him? Some players were already talking to me about the difference it makes to have her here with the team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, first of all, the call to Desiree in that moment where I didn't bring her in, it was very much due to depth in different positions. But it was a really difficult call for me personally, because there's some, if I talk about values, Desiree, just what she brings, not just on the pitch. I think sometimes her on the pitch is underplayed. She is known as the destroyer. She has a simplistic game but highly effective, and she's operated at a top level. I think this is maybe her 4th Olympics. When you've got that in someone who can deliver for this team now, and just bringing a group together, a younger group who are less experienced, already in the short time, she only arrived maybe 2 days ago, you can just feel her energy. She's a super positive person, embraces every day and makes the best of any bad situation. So she's ready, she'll be ready if she needs to step in. That's already been a reality for us with those alternates, and that was a big premise of picking the alternates I did, was a readiness, high trust and great for the culture. And I think with Desi we absolutely have that.
Just one last question, you were talking about the values, your values, values of this team, and right now everybody's talking about Canada. It's probably not the message you want to be sending. What are your values? What is your message to people back in Canada, but right now I would say the whole world?
Yeah, I think there's a respect part that, Canadians are very respectful, and this team are very respectful. Humility, hard work, passion, all of those things you've seen from this team for a decade, right? And they've made this country stop on Olympic stages, and we did that in the last Olympic Games, and they've got their heart and mindset on that. And I think this country, there's been poor judgment within an environment, but ultimately what I do know is we want to best represent this country, and we've done it for 3 Olympic Games back to back, and we want to do everything we can in this upcoming Olympics, and I have no doubt on that pitch you're going to see that.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.
I know it's not